welcome to SoulWhat. I am Michelle Welch, your oh-so-serious one who's really trying hard in life to not care so much what you think. How about that, Roger?
Well, that's a long shot, but okay. And I am Roger Welch, your host. I don't give a damn what you think. Sorry.
Awkward.
I know.
So we are here with Kate Shute. Kate has been on with us before. Kate, you were on which show? Do you remember what we talked about?
What
guess,
you're afraid
witches?
of for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought the witches.
But it's Carrasco now.
Okay.
Kate
That's
Carrasco.
right.
Yep.
It's Carrasco.
But
Don't let Roger say it.
I
Carrasco?
have
Carrasco.
That's right. I'm sorry, Kate. That's right.
No, it's okay. I keep introducing myself as Kate Shute too. And I'm like, oh yeah, my last name is Carrasco.
Yeah. It's
So.
a great name.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
So tonight we're going to talk about Yule and Yuletide. And, one of the first things I did was actually Robert, who's our operations manager at the store, coming on with us, he looked it up. I was like, what's the difference between Yule and Yuletide? I think it was you, or was it Wes? It was somebody. So I think it was you. I'm going to give you credit. I think it was somebody told me they're used interchangeably. So Yule or Yuletide, I'm sure there's some technical difference between the two. But Kate, tell us a little bit about what winter solstice means to you. Okay,
Yeah,
so that ties in. So
Yeah, absolutely. So I love winter solstice because it's the celebration of the end of the winter months and then being able to kind of jump back into the days being a little bit longer and having the warmth come back. And so I just really love winter solstice, but I do celebrate Yule as well.
Right.
So
I guess I don't know. Do they kind of coincide, the timing? Do y'all? Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah, they
coincide. Okay. Because we have a little cheat sheet here to talk about Yule that I printed off. And Yule is from December 20th to the 22nd. And that's the time of the solstice.
Winter solstice is typically December 21st.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So during that
they,
time frame.
They coincide, yeah.
Yeah. And so also in here it says that Yule literally means wheel, and then winter solstice and midwinter. So I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah.
It's the longest night of the year is when it's like darkest the longest, I guess.
Yeah.
Roger's
okay.
been laughing at many of the things I've said
I like
today.
the dark.
Does longest night mean darkest the longest? I guess so, right? And then
It's when the sun is the farthest away from the earth.
Yeah, and it would be farthest, not furthest. Yes. Okay, that's right. So, Roger, why did you pick this topic? What does it mean to you? Since he
You
picked
made me pick a topic.
it. No, we picked this topic
No,
because...
we picked this topic because this weekend we actually have our Soultopia Sensation, and our Soultopia Sensation Sunday is all about this topic. The differences between Yule, Christianity, paganism, everything kind of boils down into it.
And the similarities.
And the similarities,
As you said, Kate, before we started, how it brings it all together, that we were going to talk about it. So anything we don't cover tonight, because I always like to say, this is kind of a shoot the shit show.
Yep.
You know?
Oh my God, she cussed.
Shoot the shit show.
She cussed.
Maybe we should name it Shoot the Shit Show.
It's because we were doing, Michelle was doing my 2020 forecast reading right before this, and I'm a cusser, so I think I'm...
That's
rubbed
not,
off on her?
no. Yeah, I was picking up on all that because I never cussed from all the years I played tennis, right? Never threw my racket or anything. But I do try to keep it under control on the show because Roger's the one who cusses. No, but I'm thrown off because I was with this powerful witch woman here, magical woman doing her reading. So now I'm just like,
really great.
And after you've read and you walk right onto here, it's a little bit hard to kind of get grounded.
Yeah.
So I'll let you take over the show.
There's a piece of wood. Just hang on to that out of the ground.
Just grounding wood.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't feel like grounding. What kind of wood is it?
That was, well, since you threw it at me at 5:30, hey, let's build a Yule log, and I didn't have time to go to the freaking forest and, gather up my stuff. That one is actually some of the trimmings off of the trees at Home Depot, the Christmas trees they
What?
use.
So
Fir.
they're pine.
So they're fir.
So pine?
Fir.
Oh,
Oh,
fir.
fir.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fir, not pine.
Yeah, because we're going to make a Yule log or show you guys how, and Roger is. So
And I'm gonna help.
I thought Yule logs were chocolate, and he brings this wood in here.
Chocolate.
Right? A chocolate Yule. Haven't you ever gotten that at Christmas? And it's to emulate
No,
the real
but now
thing.
I do.
Yeah. So now,
That's what I'm gonna get
like,
Michael
where's
for
the
Christmas.
chocolate? I mean, like, what? We're doing this? So anyway, let's talk about some of the things that are, you mentioned, Roger, similarities, differences between, the whole thing is we talk a lot about pagan practices, just for lack of a better word,
Right.
that go back a long time. And then there's other practices that came in, and they would all sort of have creation stories would be very similar. You can go back to Greek mythology, you go back to Egyptian times. And Roger, you said that Yule went back how far? Wasn't
2300 BC.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So that puts you out almost 5,000 years.
I thought you said something was like 9,000 years ago when you were telling me. Look at your little cheat sheet. It's the last
One of the
one.
ones you gave me.
It's-
2300 BCE.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Well, I can't do that math. So BCE, y'all know this, right? Because I had to know. Before Christ used to be the BC, right? Now they do before Common Era. So a lot of people, that's the BCE. Probably everybody knows that except for me. But I always have to pause because I learned BC. And now at some point they changed it to BCE, before Common Era. So what else about it, Roger? Tell us a little more about some of the facts about Yule.
Some of the other facts about it.
I told him I wasn't leading the show tonight, so here we go. It's him.
Well, you already talked about it being the longest night because we don't have the sun that night.
Like all day?
Yeah, like all day. So anyway, we also, some of the other things is the Christmas tree.
What about it?
Okay, because they brought the trees in for celebrations within it. They'd also decorate the trees, decorate the outside of the house with trees,
Right.
with candles, even little metal ornaments.
Yeah, so I took a lot of notes on that one thing that you sent me, and I don't have them in here with me, but we were at dinner tonight, and I took a lot of notes. And there are a lot of different practices from different countries. Yule actually can be most traced back to the Germanic times, okay, is what I researched. But as far as the tree, there were all different people who would use trees and use them for different reasons. And they would use them, a lot of times the ornaments would be for celebration, but also for protection. too.
Protection.
Yeah.
Fertility.
Fertility.
Yeah.
A lot of things
A lot of
revolved
fertility.
around fertility. And they would do the trees outside. And the Greeks didn't have the pines.
They had palm
so,
trees.
So they used palm trees. Isn't that interesting? So they would
Very
use the palm trees for their trees. So then, of course, that kind of got tied into Christmas, and people would use the trees and they decorated. So a lot of the things that carry over, the gift giving and all that carries over from many of the pagan practices. And so we'll be going over a lot of that. There'll be speeches this weekend on Sunday at Soultopia for the differences. That'll go a lot of depth into that, of the differences between and how sort of Christmas evolved, because we've talked about it before, and I think on the show before that you were on, how what happened was a lot of the missionaries would come in with their beliefs into different places, and if people wouldn't totally take on their beliefs, then they would kind of integrate them into Christianity. Right? So that's kind of the same thing that happens with the Yule, and really every one of the dates that we celebrate. So it doesn't have to be a division, really. I love how you said that before the show. It's like how there's similarities.
Right. And it's how everything came together. And
How it all
that's-
came together.
That's what
Yeah.
I enjoy about it.
So the foods, even the foods and giving fruit cake, that went all the way back to, what was that, Roger?
That was actually Roman.
That was Roman.
Or, yeah, it was Roman. Is that
It's not in the
correct?
notes.
It's not in here?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it was Roman. They also, the Roman warriors, they would actually take it with them so they'd have food to eat. But it's fermented.
Is
Oh, well,
it like
actually,
never spoils and
originally,
it's
yeah, never spoils.
just bring
But
it
what it was an offering to, for the people who had passed. They would actually leave them on the, their graves.
That's
Okay.
exactly what it
Yeah,
was.
that's what it
and
was
they
originally.
would ferment, and they would last forever,
Yeah.
just like fruitcakes do now. They say.
Can't go wrong with fermentation.
Okay, so take a vote. Take a vote. Who we've got 6 people in here. Who likes fruitcakes?
It's got rum in it.
I
How
do.
can you
When
go
my mom
wrong?
makes it. We got 4. 4 out of 6
Yeah,
but
for
it's
the
got
fruitcakes.
rum in
Well,
it.
I don't think I've ever had a fruitcake.
It's got rum in it.
You've
What
never
else
had
do
a
you need to
fruitcake?
know?
No.
Oh my
It
God.
looks so.
Michael.
Ugh, it looks
Just
bad.
Michael for
Fruitcake
Christmas.
looks bad.
Michael for Christmas. All you
everybody.
gotta do is get a fruitcake now.
Everybody, the Corsicana Bakery, which my grandfather apparently was cheated out of because he was supposed to own part of that place, but that's another story.
That's a great bakery.
I know.
I stopped by it like 6 months ago when
Well,
I went to
they
Austin.
Send fruitcakes all over the world at Christmas.
Okay.
So
then I will try
everybody,
theirs.
we will give you Kate's and Michael's address. We're gonna load them up with thousands of fruitcakes.
All of
that's
the
what
fruitcakes.
That's all they'll
America.
get for Christmas are fruitcakes, right?
Aren't those Tortuga fruitcakes? There's one that's made down there. What is it? No.
It's like
no.
that.
Not that.
Give me
It's for-
tres leche cake.
They make it
I'm
and
all
they pour
in.
rum in on top
Well, my
of
mom
it.
made fruitcake cookies, and I'm telling you, they were good. And that's about the only way you got any
Okay.
alcohol out of her or in our house ever. And I was like, ooh.
Okay, I need that recipe then.
And you can taste it in there too.
Rum
It's not
balls.
like it's cooked out. You can taste it. I think they pour it in it afterwards.
Yeah.
But the fruitcake
Don't they pour it in the
cakes
bottom
are
and set it and
nasty.
it soaks it also?
See, I guess that's what I
Fruitcakes
just
taste
always
awesome.
thought. Like those round weird things at the grocery store. That's what I think of as a fruitcake.
You got to get them from Corsicana.
No,
from the
that's like-
what's it called? The Corsicana.
It's like a loaf,
Corsicana
really
bakery.
gross. I don't know
In
what
my
else to
purse.
think a fruitcake is.
Oh, y'all gonna
Sorry,
look up
I,
that.
I left
what
my
a
notes in my
fruitcake
purse,
is.
literally. So I want them. So the colors. I mean, they had colors of
Red, green, and gold. Red, green,
Yeah.
and gold.
Thank you. Here are my notes. All right. So the wassailing. Y'all know that song? Here we come a wassailing.
I
and
thought
it has
that was
to do-
waddling.
Right? I don't
right.
know. I think
That
so,
wasn't
right?
waddling?
So that was
No.
singing and drinking to help the neighbors, but also pre-Christian, they would do go out into the orchards to ward away spirits, and they'd run around and sing and dance. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the wassailing came from that, right?
You sure it wasn't waddling?
Well, you would be waddling because you'd be drinking tequila, probably, or something like that.
Rum-
But
Rum balls.
so get
Rum
this,
balls.
caroling didn't come around until the 13th century when St. Francis said, that's a good idea. So then all of a sudden, it was caroling and singing Christmas carols.
So
Okay.
But
they
it was a
didn't-
long, way before then. So mistletoe.
Was it like singing like Grandma got run over by a reindeer?
No.
Oh, okay. What type of songs was it?
Songs mean.
Which point? The wassailing
In 1300.
songs? I don't know. You probably would know that
Ask
better than
St.
me.
Francis.
Yeah.
All right.
Could
So-
you carry us the little tune of it?
Could I do it?
Yeah.
No, but Kate was singing great earlier.
I was humming.
Okay, mistletoe. So the Druids and Vikings, a lot of the traditions came from, and I can't pronounce it, but it's to the god Saturn. So it would be Saturnia or Saturnian. And so they would, fertility rituals under the mistletoe. And yeah, I'm talking, all the way fertility under the mistletoe. So now we just kiss under mistletoe. It was not that.
What were they doing? No, I don't know. That's why I asked. What are they doing? Fornicating?
Sure,
Were they fornicating?
Oh my God.
Oh my God! They were fornicating under the
Somebody come sit in this
mistletoe.
chair. That was the song they
Can
sang.
you imagine if that was your family gathering?
Can we make a song
I
out of
saw
it? Can
mommy
we,
fornicating under the mistletoe.
You had mistletoe in the doorway.
But it was for fertility, and that's
Guess what?
oh my
Y'all will
gosh,
never
oh,
forget
yeah.
it now when you see mistletoe hanging.
Roger's
Oh my
crying,
God!
cry laughing
They're
over here.
fornicating under the mistletoe.
You're blowing out the microphones, but yeah. Okay, so then the other thing that was used for was peace. So like when the Norse men would be in battle, because back then it was men. Norse women fought too, I think. So anyway, people would battle. They would get under mistletoe and they would lay down their arms. So it'd be time of peace and reconciliation.
Lay down their swords.
They lay down the weapons.
Oh, weapons, not swords.
Oh my God. And then, after that, they'd probably all go back to fighting again. But for that time.
Probably got that. No, they didn't.
After they.
And then it's also mistletoe is associated with the goddess of love, Frigga, right? Yep. And so that's where that comes from. So gifts, giving gifts. That came from pretty much everybody. But one of the things we found was Santa. You think it's from like St. Nicholas, right? A lot of people do. Like, oh, it was St. Nicholas. But
That's
no,
what I thought.
it was before that. It was the Dutch Sinterklaas and a combination of Odin. And then eventually St. Nicholas.
But what did I tell you about the reindeer and their 8 tiny hoofs?
Yeah, what did you tell me?
It wasn't because Odin's horse had 8 legs. So across the
That's where
rooftops, that's where the 8 tiny reindeer came from.
But there were more than 8 reindeers, weren't there?
Really?
If there were
Seriously?
8 reindeer, wouldn't it be times 4 for their legs?
I don't know. It was really good when he said it earlier. And then, but here, get this. So this is not the witch we were talking about earlier. But there was La Befana, and she was an Italian witch that would give gifts to children.
Okay.
And then Fran Halle would give gifts to women at winter solstice. I really like that.
Sounds sexist.
Ooh.
No, it sounds really
Sounds
like
great.
we need to tap into. It was Frau Halle. Okay, so decking the halls. Where did that come from? We've talked about that a little bit already. So, like decking the halls. The Romans on December 17th would celebrate Saturnalia, so worshiping Saturn, right? And then the Greeks would use the palm trees. The ornaments, same thing. On that same celebration on December 17th, they'd use metal ornaments. The Germans, that's when they would use the Germanic. So it's not just Germans, but the Germanic people would use fruit and candles to, like Roger said earlier, to pay homage to Odin is what they would do. So I think that's really interesting. Fruit cakes we've covered, but you know how that was what we said was it was the Egyptians. I think you said Romans. They used the fermented fruit and honey, and they put them on tombs. Then the Romans took it on, and they would take them into battle, probably because they lasted forever, like Twinkies.
Oh my God.
I mean, because that's what fruitcakes
I
do.
like Twinkies.
You also like fruitcake.
You'll never go
I like
hungry.
rum, too.
Right. So
And tequila.
So what's interesting is that Christmas and exchanging gifts on Christmas is fairly new. Past 200, 300 years, because we used to exchange gifts on New Year's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was only one gift.
Let's
It
do
wasn't
that
like
this year.
all this, let's open 15, 20 presents. So I really like that concept, except for to me. But like to the kids and everybody, giving 100 gifts, it spoils them. But to Michelle, you can give 100 gifts.
Yeah, because
Okay.
then I can wait till New Year's. I can wait and get everything on clearance.
It's smart though, really.
I'll just go shopping, on the 26th.
So maybe we should change it back to New Year's Day. and
Everybody's
just one
returning
gift.
all their crap, and I can just buy
No,
stuff. But
but it's all
And
crap.
then-
They've got all their
Yeah,
return on
but they're in that line over there returning stuff, and I can go through the checkout really fast.
So the
Spoken like a man.
So Christmas
See how that
holly. So Christmas holly that came from the Holly King, god of winter, and it would drive off other spirits. Apparently,
Like
so
the
that's
Oak
where the
King.
holly, and then the Yule log, which we're going to make, was celebrating return of the sun.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're going
Love
to.
it.
Yeah, make that. I did have some like little notes about the Yule log that we're going to make. The Yule log burns for 12 days and nights. This is where.
There's no fucking way. I'm telling
So
you
I
that.
told Roger, it's just a really big log.
I told her at dinner. This is our conversation at dinner. Okay, you know those OMG moments that we post on Facebook. She's reading me this. It says, "Hey, it burns for 12 days." That's exactly what I said. There's no fucking way that it burns for 12 days. It's a log. It's a wood log this big. She's like, "Yeah, it does.
Just get a bigger log.
Just get a bigger log," is what she said. I'm like, "If a house caught on fire today and
But
burnt
wait.
down, it would burn down in
And
a
then
day."
I said, well, then that must be where bonfires came from. And he was like, and I still thought, well, the bonfire, you keep it going for 12 days?
Well, yeah, but
You'd have to put
that
a
one
new
log's
log
gonna burn off in
on it,
like
though,
2 or 3
right?
hours and gone.
So,
Right. So is it a new log every day?
Maybe
Like,
you put some
12
water. Maybe
days?
you light it for like an hour, pour some water on it, put it out, and light it a little.
no,
pour
you
some-
can't. Then that's like spreading the energy everywhere, right? No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it's more
somebody
like-
tell us
think it's a
how
new-
It's a-
that
it's-
log burns for 12 days.
I think it's
You
But
just
it's
gotta
interesting, the 12-day thing, right? Because the 12-day thing
Very.
comes up in some of the
It
similarities.
take like a half a quarter wood to burn that much. Do you
I
even
don't
know how
know.
much a quarter wood is?
I have no idea.
I didn't think so.
So, Kate, you wanted to talk about the little sheet, and this came from Truth Saves. It's interesting, truthsaves.com. Wonder what that is. But anyway, it's interesting how
what that
all
is.
these tie together. So, what did
Yeah,
you?
no, I liked it that a lot of the traditions that we celebrate now, right? And mostly I think people think of Christian traditions as Christmas, but I like it that it originated from farther back, and I like drawing those kind of those lines that it to me it brings everyone together, right? Instead of kind of devising I hope that it doesn't come off as like, oh well, this was first or whatever, but it's integrating with society or popular culture. And
I like how you put it that way because Roger likes to do it like, yeah, this was first. Don't you? Yeah, you do. Anyway, go ahead.
but I just thought that some of these things from Truth Saves were really neat. It says you don't have to believe in Yule, the Scandinavian fertility god, to enjoy the tradition of Yuletide carols and greetings. And then you don't have to be Wiccan to enjoy the tradition of wreaths and decking the halls with holly, which I love putting up wreaths in my house and outside the house and everywhere, garland and wreaths. Like that's super fun. And
decorate
and I'm
ours.
definitely not Wiccan, so
Yeah.
I mean I like that. And then I liked that you don't have to believe in Mithras to enjoy the tradition of celebrating the sun's rebirth on December 25th. And then of course you don't have to believe in Jesus Christ to enjoy the tradition of renaming the ancient holiday to Christ's Mass. So
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
kind of liked it. Like how it all ties everyone together and it makes us feel better, or a better community. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. There were a couple more on here. You don't have to be Druid to enjoy the tradition of hoping for a kiss under the mistletoe or sex, according to Roger, under the mistletoe. You don't need to believe in
what
the
she
god
said.
Saturn to enjoy the tradition of decorating a Saturnalia tree in your home, because that's, as we said, where it came from, originated from. And then here's yours, Roger. You don't need to believe in, I can't say this. How do you say Odin's?
Sleipnir?
Odin. I'll just say Odin's
Sleipnir.
flying 8-legged horse to enjoy the tradition of listening for the sound of hoofs on your rooftop. Yeah. We had a thing also that, and I pulled this from the internet, and you guys, I don't know the source. It didn't give it, so otherwise I would give the source. But it had some similarities from Yule to Christmas, and we'll just go through them really, really fast. Let's just read them one at a time. You want to go, Roger?
Sure.
I said he was going to be in charge.
Number one.
Okay, go.
Oh wait, Yule fact number one.
Yeah.
There are 12 nights of Yule, 20th December through till 1st of December. Similarities is 12 days of Christmas, the 25th of December till January the 5th.
Did y'all know
It's
that?
the freaking things.
The 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas? I didn't know that.
I thought it started before Christmas.
I did too. Well, they maybe have
I
this
just
wrong.
assumed.
So,
I don't know.
I assumed it
Just
too.
assumed
You know,
that it did.
Well, I know for our 12 days of Christmas at Soultopia, we do it the 12 days before. So, yeah. All right, number 2.
Starts this Thursday.
Their 12 days
Ooh.
celebrated only the new year. for Yule fact, and then similarities to Christmas are 12 days celebrate Christmas and New Year.
And number 3, Red Thor rode past in his sled, which is pulled by magical goats. And Santa, similarities to Christmas, Santa rides on a sleigh, which is pulled by magical reindeers.
I
I
like
thought that was
magical
really
goats.
interesting, especially when you're looking at Thor and Odin and all that.
Yeah.
How much of it ties back to that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Yule fact number 4: goats had bells that would ring to tell children they were coming. Reindeers have bells that would ring to let the children know they are coming.
Interesting. We should have done one of the Erica things where we, like, is this true or not fact? Because, yeah, it's kind of fascinating. Number 5, Kate.
Number 5, the presents were delivered through the chimney, and as we all know, in Christmas, Santa delivers presents through a chimney.
Easiest place to break in.
Number 6.
Until you're burning that's why you got to burn that Yule log for 12 days.
We
It's-
did get a response on that.
Yeah, I saw.
Well,
It's actually one tree and they burn the tree for 12 days.
I was right. I said one big log.
It would have
That
to be
is one tree.
Do you burn it
LeBlanc
outside?
said they fed it into the fire after 12 days. They would store the rest and save till the next year and use the dried tree from the year before to start the fire on a new tree.
That's right.
And Cindy Clark said, we use the same Yule log as many years as possible. We just burn it while we are in ritual and let it go out. It's a great tradition.
Ah,
See?
it
Oh,
is. Okay.
I like that.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Lori and Cindy, for being so much smarter than we are. Except for I did say it was one big ass log. So, and he made fun of me
It's like
What'd you say?
at
4
that gross
quarts
restaurant we ate
of
at.
wood?
it's like it's quarter wood.
Okay. So the
cord.
children that were loyal to him were the only one that got presents. Those that were not loyal got coal. And in Christmas, only the good children get presents. The naughty ones get coal.
Michelle got a lot of coal as a kid.
Ah, ha, ha.
I think
Okay.
it was the other way around.
Yeah, right? Okay, Roger.
All right, so Yule fact: their Christmas dessert was a Yule log.
Chocolate.
There's your chocolate.
Oh, the
I guess.
chocolate. I'm like,
Who was eating the fucking wood? It's like,
And
what the
with-
hell?
And our Christmas dessert
Our
is
Christmas pudding. Ugh, that sounds gross.
sounds better than fruitcake.
Christmas pudding? What's in Christmas pudding?
I don't know, but
I don't
This is
know.
where like rice pudding or something.
I like.
Ugh.
Do y'all okay, vote. Who in the room likes eggnog?
Oh, heck yeah.
You put bourbon in it.
It depends. That's me too.
No.
We got another kind of
Eggnog,
four.
bourbon.
Were y'all the anti-fruitcake people too? Oh, you were. Okay. Okay, so number 8.
Yule fact: you went into the woods to cut a fir tree to burn, and then for Christmas, we go and buy a tree to decorate. Or maybe some people go into
cut
the
it
forest and cut it down, but I think you have to like check
Yeah.
to see if that's legal.
I think we
And
do
you
it.
don't
I
burn
think
it.
this piece of paper here
You don't
is-
burn it until afterwards. I don't use real trees because I get like, whoo, high
And I
on
think
that
it
pine.
just makes too much of a mess.
I
like my
well, they're fire
I
hazard.
like my pre-lit Christmas tree.
Yeah, well, I
easy.
get very allergic. But you know, pine is highly protective. It also brings in a lot of abundance. But a lot of people don't know that pine is very protective too.
Here you go.
So yeah. Oh my gosh, we're falling apart here. All right, so are we gonna make our Yule log?
Oh, sure. Let's make a Yule log.
Okay, so I decided we needed to make one, you guys. Since we know so much about them, clearly.
Now.
Thanks to Lori and Cindy, we know a lot more. But we're gonna make one.
Oh,
So-
Kara Nichols also researched it for you.
So tell
Okay.
us what to do, Roger.
She says, I researched it for you. The Yule log was a whole tree meant to be burned for 12 days in the hearth. The largest end would be fed into the hearth. I don't know if I'm saying this right.
Hearth,
yeah.
Wine poured over it, and it would be lit with the remains of the previous year's Yule log. Everyone would take turns feeding the length of timber into the fire as it burned. And Michelle, you are right.
One big ass log. I mean, come on, it's a tree, and he made fun of me.
So you
I
just like
did-
feed the whole tree into the.
I mean, it's kind of sad for that tree. I'm just thinking. I think about. I don't know. My mind just does not go good places.
Poor
with that.
tree.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad. So now let's use this chopped up tree and show
Oh, no.
somebody how to make it.
Well, so
It's so sad, seriously. But okay,
Voila! See, I got wood.
what kind is that?
Wood.
It's wood.
This
wood.
actually, this is a piece of oak.
Okay.
So I got a piece of oak.
And one of the things they did say is that, you choose your wood, because of the different properties. So wood or oak is very stable, has a lot of longevity. You might choose an aspen wood for a different reason. So people would choose it for what they wanted. At least now they do. I don't know if this is how it always was, but I would also think it's just where you are.
Well,
What's available.
my other choice is birch, and then I looked it up to see what birch was, and I thought, nope, let's go without the birch.
What was birch?
Fertility.
Okay. Well,
Could have been fine with me, but
Okay.
all right.
hope Mike's
Go.
not watching this.
I'm sure he is. He's
work.
probably got. Okay.
He's like,
All
what
right,
the
it's fine.
hell?
What do we do next? So we got our log. What do we
We
do
have a log.
next?
Okay,
Now
and
what?
then another thing was, if you are making them, I got twine to tie our stuff together. But what I got,
And I want y'all to know this is true love because I asked him, could we do this on the show? And he literally went and got all this stuff so we could do it. So thank you, Roger.
You're welcome.
I was like, I want to learn how to do this. So
Yeah,
we're all
this is
learning
super
together.
fun.
Yeah, we're all learning together.
let's see if this is going to work.
You had
Oh.
a pocket knife earlier.
Yeah, but
Kate, I would move. I would.
we're going to cut that out of the way.
Do you have
There.
fingers still?
Here, hold this for me right here.
Michael's heading
Okay, so what's
into the
this?
building.
So this is actually some of the out of the Christmas tree that I got those pieces from. So a little
Did
bit
you
of greenery.
steal that or?
No, I asked a very nice young man at Home Depot, plug, hey, can I have some of this? He says, sure.
It is real. Okay.
Of course it's real.
So
I'm just
it's-
making sure.
What kind is it?
It's fur,
It's fur.
Douglas
Okay.
fur. So greenery,
Douglas fir.
think about it. It would be kind of for
Well, most of these were made
Abundance.
for fertility and for
Fertility.
abundance. What I read, the experts on the line may tell me something different, but that's a lot of them were read. And we said too
And
for
protection, right?
and to honor the different gods. So
and
I think you can set your intentions any way you want to set them.
Joaquina, sorry, but Michelle made this mess over here for you to clean up.
It's not me.
That's not true.
All right.
I got this
What is this?
cedar. Cinnamon. Actual
Oh, that
cinnamon.
smells
That's
good.
why it
Smell
smells
it?
so
That's why it smells
good.
so
Guys, oh, that smells good.
It smells delicious.
So
Oh
we got
my
some
gosh.
cinnamon to go
Yeah.
in here.
Okay.
Cinnamon's good
Okay.
for moving things along a little faster, right?
Right.
What else?
Okay, and I want to correct myself because originally I did do a lot of research on this. I just can't remember it all because that's for Sunday for whoever's giving the speeches. But the Yule log was originally to celebrate the return of the sun.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah,
You'd said that.
So that was the original purpose, and then you can extrapolate that into what you want to do with it. So. Do you want to change seats?
Poked me in the eye.
I did not poke her in the eye.
Okay, what do we have here?
Got wheat.
Okay,
Wheat's good for
what?
fertility.
Fertility.
I think harvest too. I think of wheat
Harvest.
as thinking of harvest. Not that winter
Abundance.
is the time necessarily for harvest, but I still think of that and bringing in the harvest into your hearth and home.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, see? It's all working.
yeah. It's looking pretty, isn't it? I think it is. I'll maybe turn that. It looks very flammable.
Well, that's the whole purpose.
It has to burn for 12 days, so it's
This
got to
one
be
log's gonna
flammable.
it's gonna last 12 freaking days.
I think it'd probably burn up in about 12 seconds, maybe.
Here you go.
What else do we have, Roger?
Sure. I got
Pine
some pine
cone?
cones.
So here's why I love pine cones, you guys. Pine cones are. Did y'all know that pineal gland was
Pineal
named
glands.
after pine cones? Did y'all know that? Because
Really?
because that's what the shape of it's right in the center of your head,
Shit.
of your brain.
all
And
gonna
so
fall
to
apart.
me, for
Pine cone?
third eye,
I tell you what, let's do
the
this.
pine cone is I was actually online last night looking for pine cones to give as gifts to people I've worked with in class or up here. If y'all find them for a good price, let me know, because James Avery, they cost a whole bunch. What?
I have pine cones in my yard.
Yeah,
talking
but I
about
was talking like little
pendants.
silver. So remember,
Tell us our story about pine
so while
cones.
he's making it, I'll tell you, last year at
me tell you something.
Las Vegas Market,
We're gonna
we
tie this
looked
all together
for a
first.
week for this one place that had pine cones that I was going to give to the clients I was private coaching at the time, because it represents, intuition and the pineal gland, or however you say it, pineal gland. People say it different ways. It's the pine cone. And so we looked and we looked and we looked and we finally found the place. And so we found it, and I said, y'all have it. I have it right here in your catalog that you have pine cones. They had pineapples. So the whole time I'd been reading the catalog, and it said pineapples, but I kept seeing that it was pine cones. So when we finally found it, it was the right thing, and I found the right place.
But you could just chop the top off of a pineapple and it would kind of look like a pine cone, right?
Maybe, but it can be hard to do on the little flimsy necklace that I was going to buy.
Darn it.
It was like a good price. I finally found it, and literally, I think that was the only reason I went to Las Vegas, to that market, because I wanted
That's
to
all I
find
heard.
those.
Can we go find these? Can we
I
go
want to
find
go
these? Can
find
we
them.
go?
I want to go find the pine
No,
cones. Turns
I'm
out they
buying
were
other stuff.
pineapples. Didn't quite fit what I wanted, but pine cones are really cool. Yeah. All right. Oh, it's looking pretty.
Tomas said fertility because there was nothing else to do on those cold nights.
That's
Right.
true. Keeps you warm.
Is that under the mistletoe fornicating?
You just like saying that.
I think
Fornicating?
he does. He likes doing anything that's gonna stress me out. Right. And you're sitting
Riles
there,
everyone up.
and he gets the knife and almost chops your finger off. But
No, I didn't.
I'm just holding the pine cone.
yeah,
No, we didn't. All right, so this is actually a cotton string, so it'll even burn. One of the,
Is there a reason you do red, or it's just pretty?
it was pretty.
Okay. Red, gold, and green.
Red,
right?
gold, and green ties it all together.
You're talking like this while you're creating.
Robert told me what'd you tell me earlier? Martha Stewart's BFF or something?
I think you're doing a great job. It looks really good. Oh,
Martha Stewart, no.
Roger, put that up.
How are we?
Here, wait, I got more. We got plenty of string.
Actually, he is so much more Martha Stewart than I am. He cooks. He does everything that I don't do. I'm a horrible
Here,
cook.
watch.
On there.
Let's see.
Got it.
Watch. We're going to take this.
I would just steer clear. Keep scooting over this way.
Where the hell are you going?
What about this?
Well, did we ever figure out what that was?
Is that mistletoe?
No, because I went and looked
No.
for mistletoe, and because it's freaking dark by the time I figured out I was
it
doing
mint?
this project.
Sort of mint. I don't
It
know.
looks like mint.
Can it represent mistletoe this time? No, maybe after all we've talked about, it needs to just.
I don't think it needs to represent. Here, put these in there. Because they're pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're pretty too.
Don't mess with his flow.
Look,
He's in
Can
the
I,
zone.
can I,
put it right there.
trying.
Put it right there.
Try to kill her with a knife.
Trying the knife is. The knife is put away.
I'm gonna get a phone call from Michael later tonight.
I have a
What
feeling
the hell
it
would
might
he do?
be
You
more than a
hate
phone call.
doing.
He may show up at our house.
Well, he is supposed to come by to buy a blue lace agate for me for Christmas.
Yeah.
I took pictures of them and sent
Don't
them
worry.
to him so he would
Don't
get
worry,
the right
Mike.
one.
I got you covered.
and say, go to Roger.
Yeah, now really go to Roger since she tried to cut her arm off. I mean, okay, got it?
That looks pretty.
Almost.
Do you need help?
Almost. Yeah.
He's got it. That's really pretty.
Cute.
You took my pine cone.
You took my pine cone. How dare you take my
Put that
pine cone?
on there.
Here, we're gonna tie it right here. Look. We're just gonna tie it right there.
Are you breaking the poor little
It's a
cone?
pine
burning
cone.
it.
We're gonna.
Y'all, I
burn
grew
it.
up in East Texas, and I had to pick up pine cones and what I called, they were called gumballs from the sweet gum trees,
Oh my
and they were
gosh,
point.
yes.
Yeah, that was my chore, like one of my chores.
What's a gumball?
It was there's these little
Yeah, don't
spiky
step on those damn things, barefoot.
things,
Ow!
and that was my
yes.
job. I picked them.
Damn things hurt.
I was not
Ow.
good at that job. The way I complained.
This is
All right,
pretty.
that is really turn it
Oh,
around.
wait, I got some feathers.
Oh, he's got
Oh,
feathers.
wow.
feathers to go in.
Here, I'm going to turn around so you guys can see.
He is Martha
see?
Stewart, isn't he?
Very
Yeah.
good.
You know how we met, right? He told me he liked my shoes, and they were Jimmy Choo's, so he's got some taste.
Oh wait, I put it on the freaking wrong side. Hang on. Here we go. There.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Here, I'll put
beautiful.
one more pine cone on it. We need one more pine cone over here.
We need one more pine cone, he says.
Oh, were we supposed to use?
No.
No. Oh, just to show. Okay.
Yeah. So what are they? What kinds of food?
giveaway?
Oh, there are givens. So
Oh.
while he's doing that, we should do the giveaway. So what's our question?
What's our question?
He's-
Audience.
How many days does the Yule burn?
Oh my
Yule
God.
log burn?
Oh, they're going to know that immediately.
That's
'cause
too
we-
easy.
that's
Okay,
so
no, we're going to
easy.
do what year did Roger say that Christmas really started to be celebrated? Can y'all get that one? Is that too hard? What are they going to win? They're going to
Like
win.
the
was it?
origin.
I thought they got the Yule log.
They win both of these. Y'all, this is good.
Yeah,
You win juniper berry essential oil from Good Earth Sense
And cinnamon
Wait,
essential
I know
oil.
the answer to this. Can I win it?
no.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a
See?
good. Y'all, you
That's
win both.
really good.
Do we ship if they don't live here? We do ship, you guys. Gosh, we're nice. We ship this to you if you don't
Some
live
of
here.
us.
So please collect if you win. If
Bless you.
you're not going to come get it or don't, if you're not going to give us our address, please defer it to somebody else. Gift it to someone else because I think there's a
That's
couple
so
things that
pretty.
haven't
My
been
Yule
picked up.
log.
Lori LeBlanc said 2300 BC.
And
Was that right?
She's got it correct.
She's got it right. Yeah,
You win.
That looks great.
that is beautiful.
Light it up. Oh wait, I'm
Wait, what?
not here.
For 12 days. Oh, gosh. Y'all,
This
falling
is
apart.
really pretty.
It's really, really pretty, isn't
I
it?
like it.
You did great, Roger. Is it showing? Like, how, yeah, it's really, really pretty. What kind of feather was that?
It was pheasants.
Pheasant. Yeah.
Here, yeah. Oh wait, no. Here we go. Put that under there.
Is that a giveaway?
Does it show?
Perfecto.
Ah, perfection.
Whoa.
Okay.
It is really pretty.
It is. You did a great job. Thank you for doing that.
Just wait.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Was
when
this
I
your
get-
first Yule log?
Yeah, it was. What's a Yule log?
Oh my God.
Well, I don't know, but you could watch SoulWhat
and
on
next-
Tuesdays
and
at
you'll
7
at
p.m.
least know.
and
Yes.
know.
And next week we will be making the chocolate Yule log. No.
Erica's
see a-
face.
In other words, we will be going to the bakery. No, you really can get them.
Now I want
Now
a
you'll
chocolate
know.
Yule log.
Oh my god.
As long as they have like
I have a
that
feeling tonight she's in
cream-filled
the,
center.
like about 9:30. That sounds really good. Can we go see if we can find a Yule log?
Probably.
Maybe they got one
That'll
at
be your
Target.
adventure
Can we go to the
tomorrow.
Target? And
Oh,
see if they-
tonight.
No, I don't want Yule log from the Target. Sorry,
Not from
Target. But
Go
not
get to
from the
Target.
Target. No.
I'm gonna get since it's chocolate with a little swirl. That's like a little Debbie Swiss cake. I'll just get her those and tell her that's what it is.
Oh, those are good.
See there?
Oh, she'd be happy. Okay.
And just put a little, little sprinkles of green and red on there, and I'll think that it came from some fancy bakery. Yeah. Totally. Okay, are we going to
See?
read? Do we have time?
We got 2 minutes.
All right.
How long
So
are
here we
gonna
go.
do in 2
I'm going to be
minutes?
reading from the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Elisa Sturl, and I love this deck. It's
Joaquin is going to so much.
it's a
kill
really
me.
cool deck, you guys. Look at this.
Big old mess.
It's got the cutest little book. Oh, if I get it out. Hold on. I read with these the other day, so they're new for me. And look at this cute little book.
Oh, cute.
Oh,
So
it's so
telling you
cute.
That is super cute.
Yeah, it is really cute, actually. And the deck is very diverse, so I really like it. So, again, this is called the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sturl. What are you reading with, Roger?
The complete opposite of that.
Well, how so?
These are called the Muriel Tarot by Maria White.
They're not complete opposite.
Oh, yes, they are. They're a little more dark than light.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's okay. I
That's a
like 'em.
judgment. All right, are we ready?
Okay.
So, who are we reading for?
Why not?
What is it? So again, you guys, we probably didn't, go into great detail, obviously. But this isn't a class. I always try to say that on here. I didn't want to have a show that's just like, oh, we're teaching a class. But at Soultopia Sensation this Sunday, that is what we're doing. There will be presentations. They're free. So come, because the people who work on them, one of them I think is Krampus,
Yay!
and the Grinch.
Okay, I have to
There's
post
the
that.
pagan, the thing we just talked about. Somebody's presenting on that, and I think I'm presenting on angels of Christmas and different, or which angel do you work with?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
I
so
like
I'll
that.
be channeling different angels or getting which angels you work with.
Remember that?
So-
Remember that event I did over in Fort Worth a few months ago? They had a Krampus mask and horns. I should have bought that thing.
Well, we were going to do our holiday party as Krampus, and I just vetoed that. It would have been maybe fun, but our party ended up great. It was packed in here, and we gave lots of thank you to all our readers who were so nice to give of their time and give free readings. They didn't get paid to do that, and they did that for you guys, and
They
that was
came and
really,
hung
really
out?
nice. They volunteered, and Roger gave chakra aura photos
Oh, it
till
was
about 11 o'clock at
Erica
night.
and
And
Carlton,
Erica,
too?
and Eric and Carlton. I'm sorry, because and we had a really good time. Thank you for everybody who came. It was really crowded. We might not ever do it again, but it was really nice.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed it.
Thomas Fraser said he would like one.
Okay. All right. So for Thomas, or it's Tomas, and ooh, these cards are pretty.
They are
I
really
love-
pretty.
But I just
love
love this
that
color.
color.
All right. So Roger, you going first or am
Nope.
I? All right. I'm pulling 3.
What the hell? I thought we had a rule like one card pull.
I know, but I'm going to read it fast. Tomas, I got Judgment, 6 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. And I'm getting that there's a situation that you are about to, you've been dealing with it for a while. It's probably, it's not just been this lifetime, it's been several lifetimes. You just keeps coming back around, and that you are not willing to accept, for some reason in this lifetime, all the praise and accolades that you should receive. It's like you almost want to shy away and self-deflect. You want to deflect the attention from you. You want other people to have the shine and the glory. But it's time for you to step in and realize that you can be celebrated as much as somebody else, and that there's nothing wrong with you being celebrated. And to step in and to really actually begin to voice that about yourself, and just own it, how really great you are. And there's, for some reason, a lot of us have that issue. We think we have to be super humble and not celebrate ourselves, but it's time for you to be celebrated. That's what I got. Go.
All right.
Okay.
So I pulled 2 cards because I get to break the rules too. So the first card is actually the Page of Cups, and the second card is actually the Nine of Swords. So what I see on the first card, though, even though it is the Page of Cups, is that what I noticed right off the bat is actually the background, which looks like a sailboat. It looks like the mast and the sail, travel. New adventures is actually what come up for me, was actually new adventures. Then when I'm looking at this secondary card, this card has like so much stuff. It's got like 2 lighthouses on the front, but one's white, one's black. So like the duality, and it has Christmas trees right up here on the top.
Oh, cool.
Little Christmas trees on the top, and then it has the sun, Yule. So I think when I tie these 2 together and we're talking about it, the adventures, new beginnings, things like that. You may have some things coming up this season that you haven't looked at, and that you're going to have to look at. And maybe it's a new path for you to start traveling down. So maybe it's something new you're actually starting to practice, maybe something like that. So
And be okay with being celebrated in it.
yeah.
Yeah, and knowing your worth, because it's pretty amazing. Okay, another one, or close it off. So you guys, because we did our whole Yule log, we are not going to do any more readings tonight. Thank you all for listening. Kate, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming by. And that's it for this week. You can listen to SoulWhat on Spotify, the iHeart radio app, Google Podcast, iTunes, and of course by watching live on YouTube at Michelle Soultopia and both of our Facebook pages at SoulWhat and at Soultopia Holistic Boutique. On Facebook, you really can just put in Soultopia and it'll usually come up, but it's at Soultopia Holistic Boutique. So thank you guys for listening to SoulWhat, where we discuss and you decide what's important to your soul. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Night.